So how old are you at this time? Because you've got big boy jobs. Like you're a commodities broker, which sounds really cool and sounds like you make a lot of money.
Sounds cool. Yeah.
It sounds cool. But then you work for North Face, and then you work for Telluride. So we're talking like, I mean, I don't know, but I imagine you're making relatively decent money.
I actually walked away from the most money my first job out of college. I was working in Tampa, Florida for an insurance firm. And I really quickly decided this isn't my life. I saw what the people that have been doing that for 20 years. And that's why I moved to Colorado. It was kind of an escapism. Yeah. And I guess we're finding a consistent theme of me turning away from things, but it ended up back where I should have started in the first place. But yeah, I turned away from all that stuff. And then I did a lot of soul searching during that time.
Yeah, for sure.
I was just thinking about this the other day of how much of my time in all of those areas, whether it was going into the outdoors in places like Alaska or, moving away from family and friends to kind of do my own thing, was really me trying to figure out who I am. And I needed to do that. And I was 25 when I went back to grad school, which isn't ideal. But had I done it right out of undergrad, I wouldn't have appreciated near as much.
Right. And we grow so much during those years. I felt like from 18 to 22 when I was in college, like I could really honestly care less if my 3 kids go to college at this point, because we are in a society of constant learning, and trying to coach that into my kids right now. But I have a history degree and a master's in education administration. I mean, so like my degree is in absolutely nothing because I knew I wanted to go coach college football. So but I've learned so much from 18 to 22 about living. From how to pay bills, to taking care of your drunk friends, to dealing with a roommate, to dealing with just people in general. I learned so much because I was on my own. I wasn't with my folks. Yeah. And that sounds like what you did. You did it obviously in college, but you had a chance to go do it on a larger scale and traveling. Lord, you had a great opportunity from Alaska to Colorado to Florida. That was amazing, and from Illinois. So you're 25 years old and you transition into this chiropractic thing. Okay, so are you married yet?
No.
Have you ever met your wife at this point?
No.
Okay.
A couple serious girlfriends, but
nothing serious. So you're going to go to chiropractic school, and then what from there?
So show up to chiropractic school, and so I'm one of not the oldest kids. So I went into chiropractic school at the same time that the recession hit. So it's an interesting time for grad school because this was 2008. 08? Yeah, 08, 09. So there's a lot of people that like secondarily were getting out of careers and going back to school because of the safety net.
For sure.
So it was a weird time to enter grad school like that.
Gotcha.
So I wasn't the oldest cat in the field right there. But when I came in, I was also one of the people with the most cash in hand from the jobs I'd had. I had no previous debt.
No debt.
So I came in kind of free, which was awesome because I did have some undergrad debt that I paid off and all that. But I came in with a very open mind and a totally different perception of how I was going to attack school. When I went into undergrad, I could care less about school. And I hate to say that.
Me too.
But I was there to hang out, have fun. Yeah, I wanted to get a degree, but it wasn't about what I was actually learning. It was about just going through, checking the boxes, and getting done.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what unless you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, it's like me. I knew what I was going to do. None of this sitting in biology 201 had anything to do with me knowing the difference in a 2 high and a 1 high safety and on defense. Because I knew I was going to go do that. But you didn't know, but you still had the common sense enough to know that, hey, I got to do this because that's what you felt like you needed to have.
And one thing I will say about that, and when my wife and I have kids, hopefully I can instill this in our children, you never know what you're going to need from what you previously did. Absolutely. So you should always be all in. That's so good. I wasn't in a lot of parts of my life, and I have to look back with a little bit of regret, honestly, and be like, man, I wish I would have put a little more effort into that. And that's something now that I never take for granted.
Right.